To make this beginner-friendly coaster, what you're going to need is a crochet hook. I'm using a size 6 and I'm using this along with the Ombre yarn by Aldi, the So Crafty range, and this is not as thin as a DK, it's a little bit chunkier, so it's great for a beginner to start with. You're also going to need a tapestry needle to sew in your ends at the end of your project, and you're also going to need a pair of scissors. So let's begin. You're going to make a magic ring, so you're going to wrap your yarn around your 2 fingers here with the yarn tail here, making a little cross shape here. You're going to tuck your hook underneath and pull through your working yarn here. And from here you're going to chain 2. So to do this, you're going to hold your magic ring and you are going to sweep your hook away, so down and up towards you, bringing that loop through there, making a chain. So 1, doing that again, and 2. And that chain 2 is going to count as a half double crochet equivalent. So this is basically the same size as. So we're going to make 15 more half double crochets going round. So we're going to sweep a hook away from ourselves again. So we've got 2 loops here, into our magic circle there, pull up a loop, and then yarn through all 3 there. And then we'll keep doing this. So that's the equivalent, and then 1, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm just going to stop here to make mine a little bit tighter, so I'm going to pull the end, make that loop a little bit smaller for me to hold. So now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 half double crochets, remembering that this one also counts, and that was our starting chain 2. Okay, so we've got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Okay, so now to complete round 1, what we're going to do is just going to look for that little V shape there. That was the first chain we made, and then the second one here is where we're going to put our hook. So we're putting our hook through the first loop there, and then the second loop of the V, and then pulling our yarn through and through again, completing round 1. For round 2, what we're going to do is we're going to chain 2, 1, 2. This will count as a half double crochet. Into the next, we're going to make 2 half double crochets, so yarn over into that chain and yarn over into that chain again, making 2 half double crochets. So let's take a look at what that looks like. So that's where we began with our chains, which is the equivalent of 1 half double crochet, and then we've got 2 half double crochets in the next chain there. Okay, so going round in each chain we are going to be making 2 half double crochets, 1 half double crochet in the next one, and then another. One, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, if your stitch comes off your hook like mine did there, don't worry, just try again and complete your half double crochet. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, we're almost back round to the beginning. So we've got, in the next chain, we're going to make 2 half double crochets, and then we've got 1 to make here, so that we've got the equivalent of 2 half double crochets there. So let's do that now. 1 half double crochet, 2 half double crochets, and then making 1 here. Now I'm just going to have to pull up the loop slightly there because it's quite tight, a little bit tighter there. You can see it quite clearly there, the little V shape. Okay, and now all that is left to do to finish round 2 is to slip stitch to close the round, and we do that into the 1, 2, second chain from the round, the start of the round. So I just tuck my hook under that piece of yarn there and this one here. You can see the little V shape. Okay, and pulling through our yarn under there. Just take your time with this because sometimes it's a little bit fiddlier depending on how tight that feels there. There you go. Okay, so we have completed round 2. For round 3, we are going to be putting a half double crochet in the first stitch as the equivalent of the chain. I'll show you. So 1, 2, that's the equivalent of a half double crochet, and then in the next we're going to put 2 half double crochets. So 1, 2. So you can see that sitting above the chains there. And in the next it's a 1 half double crochet, and then the one after 2 half double crochets. And then you work your chains going round in the same way. So in the next, 1 half double crochet, the one after 2 double crochet, half double crochets, 1, and then 2 half double crochets in this one, 1 half double crochet, and then 2 in the next chain, 1 in the next, and 2 the one after. So that's what it's looking like at the moment. We've just got this remainder to do of these chains before we complete round 3. And the great thing about doing a project like this is you're getting so much practice of doing the one stitch in and you actually have a usable item at the end of it too, which is really great. Okay, we're almost back at the beginning of the round, and where we began, we started with the chain 2. We are just going to make our remaining half double crochet, and now we're going to slip stitch into the second chain. So looking for the little bee there, that's the one we want. So we're just going to put our hook underneath the loop and then putting our hook through the other as well, pulling through our yarn, and just turn your work whichever way is easiest for you to get that through is fine. There you go. And we have completed round 3. So I'm just going to pull our magic ring, tightening it up a bit. And you could actually stop now, and you have a wonderful coaster for your drink. Great size for a coaster. We've got approximately 4.5 inches there. That's a really good size for a coaster. And now you've got your finished coaster. It's measuring approximately 4.5 inches. And it's a great size for your hot drink. Just like that, it fits beautifully. A wonderful practicing of your half double crochet, and you've got a gorgeous little project here that you finished and you can start using straight away. So for now we're just going to cut our yarn and we are going to sew in our ends. So we're just going to pull this through quite simply, pulling the yarn through and pulling it tight here, and then we'll take our tapestry needle and we're going to weave it in and out. And there you have your very own coaster.